dangerously near a tipping point in this country, some sort of continental divide line where we're what the Dems and Kucinich referred to as the working class. Let's just say it as it is. There are some people in the working class that aren't working as hard as they used to be. And the people who never get credit for, the piggish overlords, still like busting their tail, and they want to get ahead. And they have to deem how many people in the working class are helpless people who deserve help, and how many are clueless people that don't deserve the time of day. I think that's the time we're reaching in American history. Americans, good-hearted people, want to take care of the helpless, don't give a rat's ass about the clueless anymore. Times are too tough. I think that's the point we're at. Okay, but President Obama, according to Dick Morris, wants to continue expanding the federal government, even though he says he wants to cut back, and pretty much regulate the fairness doctrine. You know, okay, here's what's fair, we'll decide it, and you, Miller and O'Reilly, made me a lot of money, so we're going to come in, we got to take a little bit more of that, shared sacrifice, ... Are you buying that? Do you think that there is noble intent in the class warfare game? No, I think it's horrible. I thought that when I was 30 years old, pursuing a career in comedy, and made $7,000 for the entire calendar year. I never looked around and thought that guy should give me some of his stack. It's just the way I work. I do believe in Darwin, in that I believe in the survival of the fittest to some degree. But here's how it plays out with liberals. If you mention Christ on this side of the aisle, they will bring up Darwin. If you then say, okay, I believe in Darwin's survival of the fittest, they will then say you should be more Christ-like in your giving. You know what? I do think people want to give. I think they're getting sick of propping up losers. And I think we've reached a point in history where we have to separate those who break our hearts and deserve it and those who are just screw-ups. This is the Serengeti plain. If somebody's going to perpetually exhibit a limp, they're going to get fed on. That's the vigorish of life, and they're going to have to buck up to that bar. That's the way life works. Listen, I give 46% of my money right now between Fed and state. If he wants to jack it up 5%, that takes it over 51. In other words, I'm giving more money away to people than I'm keeping for myself. If in fair-mindedness I went to them after that happens and said, listen, this is a little silly, can you at least give me the 1% back to get it to 50-50? I guarantee you they wouldn't be as level-headed as me about it. I'm going to do it because I don't cheat on my taxes. I don't want to live anywhere else. I don't know if they'd be as conciliatory if I asked them for that 1% back. All right, that Darwin Christ thing, that was good, Miller. That was very good. I'm very impressed with that. Thank you. Thank you, Billy. Thank you. Muslim veils illegal in France. Yeah. Well, listen, I think they had a